you talked about, working with your dad and just putting your head down and going. Me and you have talked about this several times also. Our fathers were at the end of the silent generation or at the beginning of the baby boomer generation. And that generation of men taught their sons to do exactly that. You don't complain, put your head down, push through, and get it done. And that was kind of the archetype of energy we had growing up, and also something that was instilled in us deeply from the time we were kids on up.
Yeah, it is, and it's really self-destructive because there's a lot of old religious ideas, old Catholic ideas tied to this. That there's nobility in suffering, that poverty is somehow ennobling. That working hard is idle hands are the devil's playground. Like those kinds of Old Testament ideas play into this a lot, and there's a lot of generational trauma. I'm dealing with it now. I know other people my ages are dealing with it now. If you've got a kid who's like 19 or 20 years old or something like that, and they're nothing like what we were. And I know every generation has this sort of intergenerational tension, but they have no, by and large, I hate to generalize, but I am a sociologist. That's another thing I did in between 2004 and 2014. I got bachelor's degrees and became a sociologist. But and so sociologists are basically generalizers, which, I know everybody's a unique, specialized individual, but sometimes generalizations, there are some validity in that. And this younger generation, I'm talking to other people my age that have kids my daughter's age. They don't seem to want to get driver's licenses. We literally had to force my daughter to get a driver's license. And I know other parents recounting the same story. Like, I don't understand. They don't want a driver's license. They don't want to go out. It's hard for them to keep work. They're not socially adept. They can't communicate with people in real life and everything. And so I'm trying to, because I have a daughter this age, and also because I live on the planet and, I have to deal with younger people a lot, I'm trying to understand them. And part of me is like, why don't you get it together and, start working and, pull your life together. And then the other part of me is like, well, how much of that are really damaging beliefs that I have from the last generation, like that I'm now trying to enforce on this generation? Maybe the best thing to do is not to work.
Well, you recognize too that how much of that is your dad speaking through you,
Right.
Same with what I deal with when I communicate with some of those beliefs that did come from the silent generation and boomer generation.